Welcome to the Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition podcast, bringing you open and honest conversations about resources in Tuscarawas County. Now here's your host, Jodi Salvo.
Hi, this is Jodi Salvo. Welcome to the Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition podcast. Today on our show, I'm joined with Robin Waltz, President and CEO of the United Way of Tuscarawas County, Lieutenant Andrew Allen from Salvation Army, and Kim Harmon from the Mobile Meals Dover New Philadelphia Incorporated. Our guests will be discussing the role and work of the United Way in Tuscarawas County. First, welcome.
Thank you for having us, Jodi.
Hey, great. I'm so glad you're here with us today. We're going to start by just tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do in the community, and what is your role and involvement with the Tuscarawas County United Way? Robin, I'll start with you.
Okay. As Jodi stated, I am the president and CEO of the United Way of Tuscarawas County. I've been with the organization for 6 years, and our organization is comprised of 2 employees, myself, and I also have Susan Reidenbaugh, who joins me as our Community Resources Coordinator. But the organization really is run by a group of volunteers, and I'm the administrator.
Nice. Kim.
Good. Hi, thanks for having us here. So I am the administrator for Mobile Meals. We deliver to Dover, Philly, Strasburg, Sugar Creek, and Bolivar. 2 meals a day, Monday through Friday.
Wow.
Yeah, to around 85 to 90 clients per day.
I already learned something new today. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so it's a great program. We're helping a lot of people. It is a client pay program, but I've been with the program for 16 years, and it's going strong, and we're just thankful that we are still able to deliver through the pandemic.
Nice.
So we have some great people that are helping, and United Way has helped us a lot with that. So
Neat. So you receive support from the United Way.
yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Lieutenant Andrew Allen.
Yeah, so I'm the core officer slash pastor slash administrator over at the Salvation Army. We've been here since 2016, so about 4 years. My wife and our 3 kids moved out to Ohio in July of 2016. So it's been great being here. Over at the Salvation Army, we do a little bit of everything, ranging from rent and utility assistance, which is funded by United Way, our soup kitchen, food pantry, a lot of youth programs. So a lot of things have changed, with this pandemic. But yeah, we're glad, we're blessed that we live in a community where there's a lot of organizations that just band together and just meet the need.
Awesome. Very good. Robin, I'll get back to you. Sure. Would you mind telling us just about the United Way, its mission, its vision? How does the United Way make a difference here in Tuscarawas County?
Well, the United Way's been here since 1942. Been here
long
a long time. It started as a community war chest. So during the war, community leaders decided, hey, we need to mobilize our resources in the community to help residents of the community. And actually, that really hasn't changed a whole lot. That is what our mission is to build a sustainable community. So, things have changed over the years. The needs have changed over the years. But we currently support 16 different health and human service programs in Tuscarawas County.
Wow.
And those programs are all 501c3s. And what we do is we use our partner agencies. We collaborate with our partner agencies to fill the needs in the community and fill the gaps for our residents.
Neat. I guess I didn't realize there were 16 agencies y'all support, programs. That's a...
They do a lot for the area.
Right. Yeah, there are, and it goes from helping seniors, food insecurity, youth mentoring programs, senior volunteer opportunities, rent and utility assistance, the abstinence programs for tobacco and drugs and alcohol programs in the schools. We sponsor those programs as well.
I didn't know that.
Domestic violence shelter. And Women's Residential Treatment Center. So there are a lot. I'm sure I'm missing some as well. Preschool program, aquatic opportunities for people who have arthritis, that kind of thing. So
Wow.
there's a lot of different ways we have participated in helping the residents.
Oh, that is awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about the structure of the United Way board fundraising?
Absolutely. Like I said, we have 2 employees, myself and Susan Reidenbaugh. The board is run by a group of volunteers. We have 19 board members. And they're
Big board.
Yeah, it is a big board, and it's comprised of community volunteers, leaders in the community. We also try to get throughout the geographic area of Tuscarawas County so that we're representing all areas of the county. And when I was asked to become the president, the big thing to me was that this board is so passionate that they are there whenever I need them. They make all the decisions. They have the pulse of the community. We've done surveys, and they are part of those surveys. So they're really active in the community, and they're the ones who really make the decisions on fundraising. And if we talk a little bit about fundraising, we receive no federal or state funding. It is all community donations. So the money raised in Tuscarawas County stays in Tuscarawas County. And we're really proud of that. We are a member of United Way Worldwide.
Okay.
And a lot of times people ask questions about that. But every United Way is their own individual unit. So we use United Way Worldwide for branding, marketing, materials, but all the money raised in Tuscarawas County stays in Tuscarawas County. So we're really proud of that.
Now, how do you raise money for United Way in Tuscarawas County?
We typically have a fall campaign, and a lot of people might be used to seeing that maybe in their employers. Really, we've been very fortunate that many employers in the community offer payroll deduction. So in the fall, we will come in and do some presentations just to let people know where their donor dollars are going. And been very fortunate to have payroll deduction as well as corporate contributions, as well as individual gifts and foundations.
We've benefited from that.
Absolutely. And during our campaign, as Kim just mentioned, the donors can designate where they'd like that money to go. Yeah. So if it's near and dear to their heart is a mobile meals or domestic violence shelter or Salvation Army, they can designate on their pledge, and we make sure that money gets to those agencies.
Nice. Now, I'm going to be really transparent with our listeners. This podcast is from the Anti-Drug Coalition, but I'm also employed at Ohio Guidestone. So I'm a benefactor as well. Our school-based prevention program, taken at schools or youth-led prevention, if you're familiar with that out in the county. But I am a strong proponent for United Way. And I think the reason is I'm a social worker by training. I've been in the social service field forever. And the donations that come locally, the programs that we have locally are just instrumental in the health of our community. So I love, as a recipient of the United Way dollars, that I know those that are dispersing the funds, they know who we are, they know that we understand our community, that the programming that we send out is based off of community need. So I'm just always wanting community members to know, when you see that local United Way or if you see that fundraising effort, that those dollars stay right here and they make a difference right here in the community.
And that's right, Jodi. And as you would be able to attest to, and Kim as well, we are accountable to our donors. So we do mid-year reports and year-end reports from all of all of our agencies participate in those, and they are reviewed by our volunteer board. We want to be very transparent. All of our information is on our website. You can see our 990s. You can see our financials. We really want people to know that this is the money that came in and this is how it went out.
Lieutenant Andrew, y'all, I heard you say you receive funds for the rent, utilities. What difference does that funding make to you and to the residents of Tuscarawas County?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. We a lot of folks that come to us sometimes they're on their last legs.
Okay.
And we really are able to see a glimpse of what they're going through. So for us to be able to do that with that funding, it's huge. It changes lives.
Neat. Very good. Robin, what are some other, I know you support some programs. What are some other things that United Way is able to do here?
One of the things that we fund is a 211. Not sure if everyone is familiar with it, but 211 is like 911. You dial 211. We have people on the line 24/7 to answer any health and human service questions. It's really information and referral. Also, you can go on 211tusk.org. That actually just started right around when the pandemic became an issue, so that residents can also go online and see what services are out there and how to get a hold of people. We have hundreds of residents call every month just for questions about local food pantries, mental health services, food services, rent, utility, mortgage, tax services. So just really happy to have that program available to our residents. And I just mentioned tax services now. Right now we're suspended, but we do have VITA, which is a volunteer income tax assistance program. It's a free program for the residents of Tuscarawas County. If you make $65,000 as single, $95,000 joint, you can have your taxes done for free by our IRS certified volunteers. It's been
wonderful.
It's been a huge service for our community. We did have to suspend in March because of the coronavirus, but we plan on starting back up probably in June. They did extend tax filing season till July 15th, I think. So it'll look a little different, but we're planning on doing that. Last year, I think we did 200 taxes. This year, we're planning on doing more than 1,000. Wow. That's our intent.
So, Robin, that is such a neat service, and clearly it's not based on need. I mean, that's a pretty nice income cap. So, how are y'all able to offer that?
Well, we have been blessed to have a group of volunteers who put the need out through media, and we have retired accountants, retired bank employees, retired hospital administrators, who many people. I've got over 20 volunteers who do it on their own time, and they're passionate about it. They love it, and will just spend their time on Saturdays in the evenings. If they're available during the day. We do have two partners that I should mention. Ohio Means Jobs and the Dover Philly Federal Credit Union have both let us use their facilities to do the tax preparation. We do not have the computers or the space at the United Way building, so they have loaned us their computer space and their offices to do the taxes, which has just been invaluable. We wouldn't have been able to do it without that.
Neat. Now, you said you support, did you say 19 programs?
16 programs.
16 programs. Mm-hmm. Okay. I heard there's two of you, two staff members.
Yeah.
You're supporting 16 programs. I'm sure that's quite a bit of dollars. I've heard the word volunteers come up a couple times. What are some opportunities for volunteers out there? How do people get involved? How can they assist with the United Way?
Absolutely. And I'll talk, with our volunteer group, we do raise over $500,000 every year. And that's what keeps these programs going. Last year, or this year, I should say, in February, it was $586,000, which is phenomenal.
That is awesome.
And it really is our group of volunteers that make that happen.
Can I just ask, do we fare better than other counties? Because that just sounds like a lot of dollars.
Well, it is, and we do fare better than some of the counties that are the same size.
Okay.
There's a lot of charitable organizations in our county, and so there's a lot of places that people can put their dollars, and so
A lot of good people.
there are a lot of good people. There's a lot of good charities, and so we're just really blessed that year after year, the United Way has been able to receive those dollars, and then in turn be able to fund the 501c3s. And as far as volunteer opportunities, one of the things that we do too for our corporate partners is we do have a day of caring. Well, had to cancel. It's supposed to be in April, so we're going to look at October.
We missed you guys.
I know. We'll be there in October, I hope. Fingers crossed. What's really great with that program is we pick a Friday, and organizations let their employees off. We had, I'm trying to think, maybe 200 employees last year that participated. And what that is they go out and help nonprofits, whether it's Mobile Meals, Salvation Army, it could be the Denison Depot, Schönbrunn Gardens. It's typically people want to be outside sprucing up the organization's buildings, painting, planting. It's just a great program, and we've been very fortunate. It's grown year after year after year. So we did have to postpone this year, but we plan on doing it in the fall.
Okay, I got to ask, Lieutenant, what have they done for y'all in the past? I saw you, he lit up.
Last year, we had a group of volunteers, quite a few from McInturf. And McInturf is right across the street from us. But they came and really did a number on our yard. When I say did a number, I mean that in a good way. In a good way. With mulching and pulling weeds. And they really helped us out with our garage. They have a huge impact on what we do, and United Way impact as a whole on our community.
So in response to that, do you feel the United Way helps connect businesses with the agencies?
Absolutely. We've just had just some great stories, such as McInturf Realty. There's another organization that we collaborate with, which is called Tough Bags, which is a backpack program for the residents, students. And typically in the southern part of the county, it's Newcomerstown, Uricksville, and I think we have some Dover schools and Head Start as well. They were part of Day of Caring. And once these organizations found out what Tough Bags did and saw the need in helping pack these thousands of bags of food, they then go on their own at their own time and help as well. So it just gives them the exposure of what's out there and what opportunities are out there to help the residents.
Nice, very good. So how's Tough Bags doing right now?
Well, I'll tell you, right now they have suspended their program. It will be back up and running in August.
Okay.
Did suspend because school suspended. And many of the schools are able to feed the kids Monday through Friday with pickup meals. And so Tough Bags is ready to go starting in August again.
Okay. So COVID-19.
Yes.
How do you think this is going to affect future giving, future programming? Because I'm looking at Kim, Lieutenant Allen. I benefit from the funding of the United Way. Do you think we're going to be facing some challenges with the organizations in the upcoming?
I think we could. I
Okay.
think we could. It's a big unknown. Things will be different.
Sure.
And so how we spread the word will be different. large gatherings and doing presentations in front of a lot of employees and things like that might be different now than what we've had in the past. So I think we need to think about other ways to communicate out to our residents of what our need is.
This might be a good way right here, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is my first podcast. That's exciting. There are things out there that we have not participated in before, media-wise. And so I think it'll just kind of maybe drag us into the future. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sure, but I can't imagine it wouldn't affect giving in some respects.
So, and I do have a little insight just because I do work closely, or at least I get to share a building with the United Way, so that's kind of a fun privilege. So the programming, those 16 organizations might face some impact, but what else are y'all doing? Because I think you're raising some funds now.
We actually, when this all happened in middle of March, I guess, the board got together, emergency meeting, and said, okay, what can we do? So what we did is we started a community response fund for COVID-19, and we put the word out to the community, said we have this fund, we will match $50,000 if we can raise $50,000. Well, we raised $70,000.
Wow.
So far.
Don't you love Tuscarawas County?
Yes.
It was
a great place to live.
It was within weeks. It was amazing. We're just so fortunate. We put the word out. We said what this money was going to be used for is for food insecurity, rent, mortgage assistance, utilities, and other things. We want to be flexible. This is unprecedented, so we're not sure exactly what the needs are. So we want to be nimble. We want to be flexible. Our community impact group, it's a subcommittee of our board. They are being very flexible. If I get a request in, they will immediately respond, and we don't want agencies to have to wait for their funding, and they've been very, very responsive. We've just been very fortunate with this fund, and we've had some requests already. Salvation Army and Mobile Meals, for example, have been recipients from the COVID Community Response Fund, and Big Brothers Big Sisters as well, the YMCA, for some of the programs that they have that is specifically related to programs for residents who are affected by the COVID-19 pandemic.
We couldn't have done it without you. Yeah, I know.
Kim, what was your request?
We didn't ask for a lot, but it was extremely helpful because no volunteers are allowed in the hospital right now, and that's where we're housed at. And I'm typically used to working with 4 volunteers plus myself. And with no volunteers, that means I'd have to pack, and I'd have to do all the coolers and run it all out, and there's just no way I could do it all by myself. So paid employees were the only ones allowed in the hospital. So I had to literally pay someone to come in to help.
Okay.
Or we would not be able to deliver to the 90 clients that are counting on us. So United Way is helping us to be able to fill a need so that we can continue. And our count went up because a lot of people weren't going to the store because they were afraid. So our count went up, and we had no way of getting the meals to them without having, someone else to help me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many meals do you send out a day?
About 90. Wow. Yeah. So, and that's 2 meals. So that's 180 meals going out in one day.
Now, your population that you serve, elderly, what kind of?
We do not have an age requirement.
Okay.
But typically they're more elderly.
Okay.
But we have a few that are disabled that are younger that are unable to get out on their own, or they are immune compromised and couldn't go out right now. Like I said, we have no age requirement. So as long as there's a need, then they can get meals as long as they're within our delivery area.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lieutenant, what was your request over to the United Way? And
just a little bit more help with rent and utility. We are seeing an increase, a change, not just in the number of people that we're serving, but in the different clientele that we're assisting. This health crisis isn't just affecting one class of people, one group of people. It's widespread.
Sure.
So individuals who may not have needed help before now are in dire need now.
Sure.
We had someone come in who was a musician.
Okay.
And all his gigs got canceled.
Oh, right.
That's his source of
Livelihood,
income right
yeah.
there, and just wiped out. So this individual would not normally have needed our assistance, but now with this health crisis just completely changing everything.
Sure.
Everything. We were able to help him out in that way, and it's just lots of changes.
So, Robin, this community response fund, if someone in the community found they were in need, can they go directly the United Way, or do they need to go to the sponsored?
They would need to go to our partner agencies,
Okay.
but we certainly field calls all day long.
Sure.
Depending on what their need is, different partner agencies offer different services. But if I use the example that Lieutenant Andrew Allen had spoke about, typically we're looking at people who have a disconnect notice or an eviction notice, and people who have never used these services before, they don't want to get to that point.
Sure.
And we don't want them to get to that point. So we have really relieved some of the criteria that we've had before. We just want to make sure that people try to keep them as whole as possible. And the other thing too is with evictions and utility disconnects being, what's the word I want to use? They're not happening right now,
Sure.
but they will happen
Right.
in a few months. We don't want people to wait until they're well in debt. So we really want people to be proactive. We have the programs here to help them. So we do want to get the word out that these programs exist, because like Andrew said, many of these people have never used help before, and so it's uncharted waters for them, and we just want to make it as easy as possible for them.
Sure. One of the reasons the Anti-Drug Coalition started the podcast is because we recognize that there are so many amazing things, so many agencies, so many programs, so many efforts in Tuscarawas County. And sometimes I think we're most challenged, nonprofits, in sharing that information and getting that out there to our community members. So I think this is just a really nice avenue to kind of talk about the programs and resources. But when we're talking about those 16 partner agencies, how do people know what they are and what they do and how to find information about them?
Well, they can check out our website. We keep that up to date with all of our partner agencies and the good things that they're doing. It's TuscUnitedWay.org.
Okay.
Also can check out our Facebook page. And like I said, we're very transparent. We have a whole list of our website page for our partner agencies and links to their websites as well.
Nice. Okay, very
That
good.
211 has a lot of information on all those, right?
Has and more. The 211 is for all health and human services in Tuscarawas County, so it goes beyond United Way partner agencies.
So basically, if you're a resident and you go, I'm missing something's not working, whether it's finance, whether it's just daily living type of needs, it's a good place to start.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Next question is, how can persons contribute to the COVID Community Response Fund?
They can go to our website,
Okay.
TuscUnitedWay.org. Donate button is on the top of that first page. They can donate there. They can also send a check to United Way at 1458 5th Street Northwest in New Philadelphia, Ohio, 44663.
Nice. Very good. I'll tell you what, this has been very informative. We are going to do a part 2 on this particular podcast because I'd really like to dig in a little bit more about mobile meals and Salvation Army, because I think there's some really neat community benefit, and I think it's a first step in really understanding our services a little bit better. So what I think I'm going to do is wrap up here, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll have another episode coming up about the agencies. So with that being said, is there anything else that you want to throw out just to help people better understand United Way?
Really, what I would just like to stress is that the local United Way is exactly that, your local United Way. It's it's Tuscarawas County, and you can feel that your money that you donate is going to stay in the county. It's going to help the residents of Tuscarawas County. Like I said, very transparent on exactly what money comes in and exactly, what money goes out. And we're just very proud of all of our partner agencies. They're top-notch charitable organizations that do wonderful work, and we're glad to be a part of that.
I'm just going to add something on that. People hear me on here. I'm a mom of 20-something-year-old kids. And I know financial giving is very personal to each person and how you choose to spend or give your money away. But I do think there's probably been a shift on how we give, and I think, everything's online. I'm just thinking of my 20-year-olds. They give financially to causes that are dear to their heart, and which is very good. But I also just want to challenge people that the best way to take care of Tuscarawas County, our residents, our families, our kids, is giving locally. And I can't think of a better way than the United Way, because I do get to sit under your umbrella, and I know those dollars aren't just given out haphazardly. It's given out based on Tuscarawas County, based on our data, based on our need, overseen by leaders of our community, agencies of integrity. So I just want to throw that out as well, that it's a very great way to spend your dollars and receive a community benefit, such as, our 211 services, making it a little bit easier to access resources, or a tax program, or even you guys got some fun fundraisers out there, so just even a way to recreate. And
we try to have fun. We try to have a little bit of fun.
You stuff that bus from time to time. And
exactly.
when you have the color run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have 5K and
rock and run, right?
It is called the Rock and Run. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Thanks so much. Anyone else want to add anything before we sign off today?
Thanks for having us here.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Hey, that's a wrap. Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition podcast. Thanks, Robin, Lieutenant and Andrew Allen. That's just a mouthful for me.
It is.
Kim, for helping us better understand the role of the United Way in Tuscarawas County, which just makes us a stronger, healthier, better place to live. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition podcast. Please follow us on Facebook and visit our website at adctusk.org.